Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Tennis, where we have a very exciting match in Stuttgart for you between Coco Gauff and Marta Kostyuk. It is already underway. They're just in the first service game with Coco Gauff serving. As you can see, 40-15 at the moment. And make that game as Kostyuk puts her forehand in the net. So first game to Coco. But an exciting matchup, I think, today. Obviously, we've had some really great quarterfinals already in Rybakina Paulini earlier. I thought that one was probably... Oh no, because the Sabalenka one was good too. Oh, I don't know. They were all very good. Probably the Sabalenka Vondrousova one was my favourite, actually, thinking about it. I'm trying to think what's my favourite, but they're actually all good. Vondrousova played so well to beat Sabalenka earlier. Paulini played well, but obviously Rybakina too strong, and I thought Raducanu gave a really good show against Iga, especially on clay. To take her to 2 hours. I saw a stat on Twitter just now about that being the fourth longest straight sets win for Iga in her career or something like that. So she's put up a good fight, Raducanu. But this one is just as promising between Kostyuk and Coco Gauff as Kostyuk gets her service game underway. Just too far away from that forehand, so it's love 15. In terms of their head-to-head, I can remember they've obviously played each other this year in the Australian Open, with Coco coming out on top in that one. It was hard fought. It was 3 sets, as far as I can remember. So certainly expecting this one to be equally hard fought. There we go. She's won both of the matches they've played before. Thank you, John. 6 sets in total, with Gauff winning 4 and Kostyuk winning 2. Yeah, so definitely close matches to look at there, rather than, I think we'll expect another close match. And even though the Iga Swiatek match was obviously 2 sets, I would still suggest that we've had close matches all day from Stuttgart. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. You too. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for joining us. It's 15:30 here on Kostyuk's serve, just struggling to get going a little bit. Second serve down the tee. Forehand +1 is an inside-out forehand that does push Coco wide, but Kostyuk can't handle Gauff's backhand there, and Gauff's got some early break points to look at, 15-40. Second serve here for Kostyuk. Goes out wide. Coco goes for the cross-court forehand return, but it drifts into the tram lines. And first break point not taken there, but she's got another one. Gets the first serve in that time. Coco's return is a little bit short, but Kostyuk goes for a strong backhand, dumps it into the net, and that's an early break for Coco Gauff. 2-love. Obviously, Coco, I don't know what the word is for it. You could suggest perhaps a bit of a scrappy victory against Sasha Vickery. She's sort of become known for winning ugly, as it were. Or so, as some people say, I don't think it's ugly to win in a more kind of battling match. I think it's very impressive, if anything. I have no problem with these top players maybe struggling to close out a match, but still managing to do it. They've still won the match, haven't they? So I don't really see it that way myself, but bit of trouble here on Gauff's next service game at love 30. And the second serve to look at for Kostyuk to try and find a break back point. She does go for the strong backhand return, but it only gets them into a rally, where Coco puts her forehand into the net and gives Kostyuk 3 break back points instantly. I would have been shocked if this was anything other than a real contest. Kostyuk has been unbelievable recently. Good serve from Coco Gauff. Kostyuk's return is short, but Coco puts the put-away forehand long, and that's a break to love for Marta Kostyuk to get us back on serve early in this first set. As we head to the changeover.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Kostyuk just stepping up now after the changeover to try and hold for the first time. Not a good start with the double fault. She does just look a little bit unsettled so far. I don't think she's quite found her shots yet. First serve was into the net. This second serve is a let, so she has another go. Just looking a little bit shaky on serve. But that one's fine down the middle, and she puts away the backhand +1 down the line. Gauff nowhere near that one for 15 all. into a forehand cross-court rally in this one. Gauff tries to switch it up into the net, means it's 30-15. One thing I always notice about Kostyuk is how quickly she transitions after the points. She is straight back up to the baseline to serve at the end of a point. There's very little dilly-dallying from Kostyuk in most of her matches, not just this one. Coco really attacking that second serve, but it just means they're into a forehand cross-court rally. Coco goes for a much better angle with it, and Kostyuk's response is a little bit tame, allows Gauff to put away the forehand for 30-all. Gotta love a bit of dilly-dallying. All the best players do it. If I didn't love a bit of dilly-dallying, I wouldn't be a Nadal fan. Kostyuk there with the overhead that Coco did get her racket on, and Kostyuk looking rather worried about that one for a second, but it did go into the net, so she's got game point here. See, we've done a poll. Everyone thinks Coco Gauff's going to win this one. Wow, that is the strongest poll I've ever seen on this channel. I don't think I've ever seen a 100% one before. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go against literally everyone, and I'm going to go for a Kostyuk win here. I just think she's got a bit of a winning edge at the moment that might see her through this. Possibly a little bit more confidence behind her than Coco at the moment. As I say that, stunning forehand down the line from Coco Gauff on her first point of her service game. That was gorgeous. Oh, it's all right. I'm not against everyone because John's also going Kostyuk. Thanks, John. Even though everyone else is against us. Maybe in 3. Yeah, I could see it. Definitely see it going for 3. The anti-Kostyuk stance and pro-Coco stance here, I suppose, is the way that she's able to sort of scrap out these wins, even when she's maybe not at her best. So that we could see another repeat of that sort of performance today. But Kostyuk not happy with that forehand as she puts it in the net. Yeah, this is a much more straightforward service game for Coco Gauff. Strong serve down the line there, down the tee there for 40 love. And with a forehand sort of overhead there from Coco, she takes the game. So 3-2 on serve here. We have had one exchange of breaks, but it's 3-2 to Coco Gauff.
You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one. So I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface. But I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and gave me some like defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
We've still got players sat down, but they're just getting up now to get back on court for Kostyuk's next service game. That video with Coco was almost exactly 1 year ago in Madrid. And I spoke to Coco about this exactly the other day. So much Coco content here on Talking Tennis. Another great backhand from Kostyuk. The backhands look slightly better to me so far from Kostyuk than the forehand, just in terms of consistency. But also the winners that she's been getting with it have been quite spectacular so far. Hi, Jake. Great to have you. Thank you for joining us for Coco Gauff and Kostyuk today. Who are you rooting for? I'd love to know. Very strange miss hit there from Kostyuk. The ball seemed to just spin off her racket and land on the same side of the court. 15 all. $15.30 now, and still looking a little bit frustrated with herself, Kostyuk. As she can do, but I think it's quite early in this match for her to be frustrated already. She's on the defense again in this next point. Coco just piling on the pressure with a lovely forehand down the line that Kostyuk can't quite get back, and Gauff has some more break points here at 15.40. Hi Terry, lovely for you to join us. Thank you. She's a very emotional player. Yeah, I definitely, as I was saying it, I was thinking, how often do I see Kostyuk sort of showing us her emotion on the court? And it is, she is definitely an emotional person on the court, but I suppose it's whether she uses that to fuel her, which I would say she probably usually does, because she's very good at, she's been so good this season and she has been emotional on the court, so it can't be hindering her too much. It's just so early to be getting frustrated with herself in this match. But she's definitely frustrated now, as Coco does seal the break for 4-2 with a rather looping forehand from Kostyuk that she just doesn't time right. So 4-2 to Coco in this opening set. Oh, hello. Thank you for joining us for this match. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you've been enjoying some of the commentaries in recent weeks. Very strong backhand return from Kostyuk there. Coco really didn't know what to do with it and totally planted her feet. Allowed Marta to just put away that forehand cross court afterwards for love 15. into a rally from the baseline there with Coco on the forehand side. Kostyuk switches the play to the opposite corner, and Coco Gauff can't get anywhere near it. So love 30. And it's exactly what we were seeing in the match against Sasha Vickery the other day, in that Coco can look really strong in breaking serve, but holding serve at the moment is a little bit of a different story. And that was a really poor double fault from Coco Gauff. The second serve, I'm just looking now to see where on her racket that came off. It just kind of dived into the same side of the court. So that's love 40 and another 3 break points for Marta Kostyuk here. Hi, Swana, good to see you. Oh, just joined us and you've already brought us such a cool stat. Thank you so much, Swana. Gauff and Kostyuk rank 1 and 2 in double faults this year. That is a really interesting statistic. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that with us. I mean, if you'd have asked me who's got the most double faults this year, I probably wouldn't have necessarily said those names, but I think Coco Gauff would have perhaps rung true there. But I didn't realise Kostyuk had that sort of issue as well. Of course, we've got Iga Świątek on screen, who probably about half an hour ago now that she made it 10 matches. The third player in the Open era to win their first 10 matches in Stuttgart. Quite a feat. But Emma certainly made it difficult for her. And Kostyuk's just getting some treatment here. I'm not sure if it's a full medical timeout. I don't think it is. It seems to be on her foot, I think. It is a full medical timeout now. That's just been put up on my screen. So she is having a medical timeout to deal with something wrong with her foot. I hadn't seen any sort of signs of that prior to the medical timeout. I didn't really see personally any sort of hampered movement from Kostyuk or anything like that. So it might just be something that's bothering her, that she wants to get a plaster or a bandage on by the looks of it. They're just sort of wrapping a bandage around the top of her foot while Coco does a bit of serving practice. I assume we're talking, Terry, about the double faults this year. You would have gone Coco and Sabalenka. Yeah, Sabalenka's definitely, surely top 5, I would have thought, thinking about some of her double faults this year. But yeah, I think Coco's one that we've all sort of, partly because she's been so good in other areas. Obviously, she's 6th in the race. She's having a good season, but it's definitely something that sticks out as an issue in quite a lot of her recent matches. So she seems to be putting her sock and shoe back on. So we should be underway again in a second. It's quite a brief medical timeout by the looks of things. Oh, Swarner, this is probably all credit here should go to John, but Swarner saying very good videos from Stuttgart, especially the Jasmine Paolini interview. That was a personal favourite of mine as well. I love the Jasmine Paolini interview. I think she's so good at interview. Personable, maybe, is the word I'm looking for. I think that really comes across, that sort of warmth in her interviews, which is nice to see. It's also nice to see that we've got Kostyuk back on court here and serving at 3-4. Back on serve. Just looking at the poll on who's winning this match. Obviously, earlier we had 100% Coco Gauff. It's now much more even, 56% Gauff, 44% Kostyuk, which is more what I would have perhaps expected it to be, a little bit more even, just because I think this one could go either way. Into a lengthy rally here at 15 love, but Coco Gauff has no interest in extending it. It's a wonderful inside-out forehand that Kostyuk can't get anywhere near. A lot of power behind that one. Oh, yeah, sorry, just seeing the replay. That was lovely. Again, just another sort of, it feels a bit like a tame serve. I don't know if it's just that Coco Gauff's return is making it look tame, but Gauff was on top from the first sort of shot in that rally and puts away a backhand, sort of running backhand down the line to make it 15-30. And it does feel like in a lot of these service games, the returner is very quickly sort of taking control of the point rather than the server. Yeah, good to flag this up. John is just about to speak to none other than world number one, Iga Świątek. So if you've got questions that you want him to ask Iga, you've got burning questions, important things you want to know about her, now's the time. Coco hitting another backhand down the line there, which the umpire had to be called to check whether that one was in, but it was just in. So she's got another break point here to make it 5 breaks in this opening service game. And just to sum up that stat from Swarner about double faults, Kostyuk does a double fault there on break point, gives Coco the break, and then quite a forceful smash of the racket there from Kostyuk. Yeah, that one was quite forceful, that racket smash. So I think Coco's just waiting for her to replace her racket, but she's going to serve for the set here at 5-3. And that will make Saul very happy. Thank you for joining us. Clearly a massive Coco fan. So you'll be enjoying this performance so far. Obviously a few breaks, but she's serving for the set now. So Swana asking the important questions of Iga on behalf of us all. I suppose you can tie that into the 3 Porsche problem, as it were. So Coco's serving for the set here. But Kostyuk, yet again, looking much stronger as soon as she's not required to serve. Plays a good rally there to make it love 15. And a sort of final forehand there from Kostyuk had a ridiculous angle. Oh, got to check out the pre-tournament press conference to get a clue about speeding tickets. I'll have to check that after this match. Find out. She can drive. Yes, I was just about to say that actually, Terry, about she drove the Porsche onto the court last year. Oh, it makes me laugh when I think about it. Okay, 15 all here as Gauff tries to serve this set out. Kostyuk taking a very aggressive stance to Coco's second serves. Gets a net cord that doesn't work in her favour, allows Coco to come in, hit a very strong backhand that Kostyuk just about gets over the net, but Coco can put that one away for 30-15. Nice little fist pump to her box there from Coco as well. Oh, a backhand +1 on that was a little bit wild, quite wide, and does make it 30 all. And both players here just really struggling on their own service games. If Gauff was able to serve this out, it'd be a quick first set. It's only 34 minutes on the clock so far. She gets the first ace of the match to set up set point. 40-30. Second serve here on set point for Coco Gauff. Serves body. Kostyuk has to move out the way to hit that backhand. But Coco's forehand can't get over the net. And we're at deuce. Which feels a little bit inevitable with the way that both players have struggled on serve here, that if Coco wants to close this set out, she's going to have to fight for it. Strong serve there. Body again from Coco Gauff. Kostyuk can't keep her return in, so we've got set point number 2. Second serve. Wayward ball toss there from Gauff. That sets herself for again. Good length on the second serve there from Gauff. Turns into a cross-court forehand rally. Switches to Kostyuk's backhand. Back to Kostyuk's forehand, and it goes just to the top of the net. And Gauff takes the first set 6-3. Kostyuk bouncing her racket on the clay. Not happy. with that first set, 37 minutes. And Coco takes it, 6-3.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
And just as the players were sitting down for between sets there, Marta Kostyuk looking really emotional at losing the first set, actually. Definitely some tears from Kostyuk between sets as she sat down. We don't know if that's disappointment maybe at her level towards the end of that first set, or could be related to how she's feeling if there's an issue in the foot. We don't know, but she's quite emotional between sets there, but she's ready to serve in the first game of the second set. And that's an immediate double fault from Kostyuk. Terry says, not much competition in that first set. I know what you mean. I definitely think towards the end of that set, it felt like Kostyuk fell away a bit, allowed Coco to take momentum and take the set. And even earlier on, when they were exchanging breaks, it felt more like both players were struggling to hold their own serve rather than both players upping their game to break each other. If that makes sense, it felt more like they were struggling on serve more than anything. Kostyuk struggling on serve again here at love 30. And yeah, not good signs from Kostyuk here. That was a bit of a snatched forehand into the net to give Gauff the 3 break points. Maybe just struggling to reset after the disappointment of the first. Or that medical timeout might be bothering her. I'm not sure. Just the way that she's sort of snatching at some of these shots makes me wonder whether she's struggling with some pain. And she goes for the drop shot there. Not much conviction behind it, but it does work for her because Coco's resulting slice isn't quite strong enough. Kostyuk able to put away a forehand. A backhand, sorry. Just watched it again. Put away a very strong backhand down the line. Break point number 2 for Coco. And she takes that one. Very tame game from Marta Kostyuk there. Not at all what we're accustomed to in terms of her level so far this season. A little bit of a shame to see that. But Coco Gauff fans will be happy. She's got the early break in the second set. Just in terms of the stats for set 1 that are on my screen at the moment, Obviously 5 breaks between them, Coco getting 3 of them. Only 6 winners from Kostyuk and only 7 from Coco, so not a winner-heavy set at all. 2 double faults each, so both equal there. And Kostyuk's first serve is only at 33% that she's getting those in, so she's definitely struggling to get her serves in. And I would suggest, even when she is getting them in, they've not got the bite that she might want them to have. Coco, in comparison, 56% first serves in. Kostyuk putting away a nice forehand winner at the net there to make it love 15. Yeah, totally agree, Swan. It's almost impossible to win with such a low first serve percentage. Unless it's a pretty low quality match in general and both players can't get a first serve in or can't buy a first serve. Yeah, you're always going to struggle when you can't get your first serve in. Let's say another double fault from Coco Gauff. Make it 15-30. Hi, Sean. Glad to see you here. Thanks for joining us. If you serve too low, it's going to go in the net. Very true. I don't know whether they're necessarily serving too low or they've just got a low first serve percentage, but either way. Either way, that is a gorgeous inside-out forehand winner from Marta Kostyuk. Gets a clap from Coco Gauff, even though it sets up some breakback points for Kostyuk at 15-40. She gets the backhand lob. Coco manages to sort of hit a forehand behind her, gets it in play, but Kostyuk's able to run it down and hit the winner. So 2 break points. Kostyuk really went to attack Coco's second serve there, but it was a let, so she gets another go. Into a rally, both players on the baseline. Kostyuk going for some more sort of looping forehands. Eventually, Coco switches Kostyuk to the backhand, and she can't keep that one in the court. So another break point goes missing there. She gets another one, though, at 30-40. Sean, you hope that Emma continues her good form. Maybe she'll be top 100 by the end of the year. I think that would be a really good goal for her. I think some people have some rather unrealistic goals for Emma Raducanu at the moment. She's had a really good last 4 matches. 5 matches, including the Eagle one. I would include that. She played well. It's obviously a different beast to play Iga Świątek on clay, but she did play well. And I hope she continues her good form too. I think top 100 by the end of the year would be a really good place for her. I think she wants to be getting into slams without any qualifying or wildcard needed. That's sort of where you want to see her soon enough, I hope. Swarner again with the stats. Always so good with the stats. Raducanu is number 58 in the race. Yeah, so it shows us how much better already this season's going for her. Obviously, Stuttgart was her final tournament in the 2023 season last year, when she went off to recover from her injuries, have surgery, etc. So if she can just stay fit and healthy and playing for a lot longer this year, then that in itself is quite a win for her. But it's lovely to see the sort of tennis she's been playing the last week or two, for sure. Another break point here for Kostyuk. Break point number 3. She has advantage on Gauff's serve. Gauff getting a good length on her serve, though. It's just sort of making it a little bit harder for Kostyuk to get her returns in play. So we're back to deuce. Another well-placed serve there from Coco Gauff. Puts her in the driving seat. She gets a chance to put away a forehand, but puts it away right onto Kostyuk's racket, who's able to just guide it over the net, down the line. Really skillful hands from Kostyuk, and a big fist pump, big roar from Marta Kostyuk there, as she gets a 4th break point opportunity. One that she takes, comes up to the net and slices the ball away to get us back level in the second set. So break back for Kostyuk, 1-1. Terry says Emma only needs 5 withdrawals to get main entry into the French Open. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure she'll probably get main entry into the French Open. I suppose her goal, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by the US Open, is to not need withdrawals to get into them. I think it's a good goal, one that she can achieve. But yeah, I've no doubt we'll see her at the French. $55-45 now on the poll. A lot closer. Kostyuk getting really frustrated here as she goes love 15 on her service game, sort of looking to her box for answers quite desperately, looking quite emotional, as we talked about earlier. Nice angle on that forehand, though, to make it 15-all. Definitely both struggling for winners at the moment. Although Coco Gauff there with a strong overhead to give her 15-30. Does feel like it's very possible we could be seeing another set where they just break each other every single game. It will be a battle to see who can hold serve first. Coco already dictating this point, but her forehand down the line goes long for 30-all. And that one comes off Kostyuk's racket all wrong, complete mishit. And once again, break point here for Coco Gauff at 30-40. Both just looking so vulnerable on serve at the moment. Second serve break point here. Backhand cross-court rally at the moment. Kostyuk switches to Coco Gauff's forehand, which goes long, makes it deuce. Just to give you a quick update elsewhere, because there's so many tournaments at the moment, Barcelona, Tsitsipas did eventually manage to close out his match against Diaz Acosta earlier this afternoon in a third set tiebreak, 10-8. So that one he really had to fight for. Great fight from Diaz Acosta there. Tsitsipas was serving for the match at 5-4 and had what can only really be described as a bit of a horrendous game to allow Diaz Acosta back in it, but he did manage to close it out eventually. So he's into the semis, and Arthur Fils is currently playing on Pista Rafa Nadal in the final quarterfinal of the day, and he is 3-1 down to Lajovic. Kostyuk, having saved the break point, now has a game point, an opportunity to hold for the first time this set. Another forehand into the net from her, though. Makes it deuce. I haven't seen the unforced error stats come up yet, but I'd be quite interested to see how many unforced errors there are in this match. It feels like there's quite a few. Coco getting a lot of success from playing into Marta Kostyuk's body at the moment, which might suggest that, you know, maybe her movement isn't as good as it usually is, but I think it's just quite clever from Coco. So she's got another break point here. Saul's willing her on. Come on, Coco, you can do it. And she can do it. She's done it, in fact. She's broken Kostyuk once again to make it 2-1.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
I'm getting very distracted, as John's saying in the chat, but with the stadium kiss cam. I saw that for the first time. Or maybe I just didn't notice it last year or whatever, but I feel like I only noticed it a couple of days ago. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't think I'm the biggest fan. I've only ever seen it at like American baseball games in movies before. It feels a bit weird to have it at a tennis tournament, but hey, some of the crowd seem to love it, so who can deny them? And Saul is very excited about Coco. She obviously really wants to consolidate this break this time. Make it 3-1. Hi, Ghosty. Nice of you to join us. You should enjoy the kiss cam. Yes, I suppose so. Just depends who ends up in the kiss cam, I suppose. Yeah, in that case. But yeah, all feels quite American to me, which is probably very British for me to say that. But I'm just picturing having a kiss cam at a football match, and I don't think that one would turn out so well. Lovely serve down the sea from Gauff to make it 30-15. An ace, in fact. I thought Marta might have got a racket to that, but she didn't. 191 kilometers an hour, that one. Important to note that overall, Kostyuk has upped her first serve percentage to a much better than it was anyway. 46% first serve in now. So she has improved that. Still obviously unable to hold serve in this set, Kostyuk. Gauff looking closer to doing so though. At 40-15. Coasting. So 40-15 here for Gauff. It's a nice serve from Gauff, and so a pretty weak return, but when she steps in to put away the forehand, it just goes long. 40-30. Second serve here for Gauff as she tries to take a second game point. Wayward ball toss. Does look nervy on serve. They both, I've said it the whole way through, but they both just look nervy on serve. Yet again, a decent but nothing special return from Kostyuk, and Gauff's backhand goes into the net and we're at deuce again. Thought Kostyuk had more game than this, absolutely, and she does. I think she does normally. I'm not sure what's up with it today. It doesn't feel like the Kostyuk I've been watching this season, certainly, or even this tournament. I thought she played very well to beat Zheng yesterday or the day before. A Zheng who was playing much better than we've seen since the Australian Open. Kostyuk played really well to win that match, and it was, yeah, close games, but she upped her level and managed it. But today, just not the same Kostyuk at all. She did have a medical timeout earlier for something with her foot. I haven't seen anything that really suggests that that's like a major factor in this. I don't know if anyone else agrees or disagrees. I wouldn't say it looks like she's being massively hindered movement-wise, but she's not on her game. Having said that, she's got another break point here to break Coco's serve yet again. And she gets a second serve to look at. I'll be honest, it does feel a little bit, as I said, like neither of these players are playing very well on their service games, rather than them raising their level to break each other. Coco manages to put away an overhead there to save breakpoint, make it deuce again. Goes, oh, she's injured. Yeah, yes and no. It was something in the foot. They put a bandage sort of just below her toes around sort of the ball of her foot. It was sort of unclear what issue that was, whether it was a muscle thing or a cut of some kind. There was like a bandage and something underneath the bandage. I'm not a physio. I'm not going to go any further. but yeah, I haven't seen a massively hindered movement, but there could be something underlying there that's bothering her today. She has got another break point here as Gauff does her 4th double fault of the match. I think that was just to make sure it was even, that they've stayed level. That's 4 double faults each now. 2nd break point here for Kostyuk. Dumps her backhand into the net and we're back to deuce. Keep waiting for Kostyuk to break through. She has moments but she can't quite string them together yet. Yeah, she does have some great moments and I think she's got so much potential. And it would be really nice if that came together at some point this year. It feels like there's been a bit of a breakthrough this year into another level, and it's just that top level that she needs to try and find now against the top players. But I think it's probably safe to say that she will find that level and she will have that breakthrough. It's just when it's going to come. And it seems to be frustrating her that it's not coming immediately at the moment. Third break point there, and Coco tries to switch the play, but the forehand is dumped into the net. So we have got a 4th consecutive break in this 2nd set to make it 2-all. It's not been the highest of quality from these two players. Certainly not the quality that we know both Gauff and Kostyuk do have. Terry saying she won Austin last year. Yeah, absolutely. It's not like she's devoid of titles. It's probably just those big titles. I feel like Kostyuk's someone who we're going to see win Masters at some point. Getting to late stages of slams more often and that sort of thing. That's sort of probably where she wants to be. Especially as she improves. So I think she has reached a different level this year of consistently doing well. Oh, Vanch thinks Kostyuk will make top 10 this year. Well, if Vanch thinks it, we should probably all think it. Really. Yet again, Kostyuk struggling on serve here at 15:30. It just feels sort of inevitable. Coco thought she'd got the winner there with a backhand down the line, and she has, as Kostyuk's return goes long. So some break points here for Coco Gauff, as we've gotten used to. I will come to your question in a second, Ghosty. I'm just going to see if Coco gets this break. 15:40. Somebody from the crowd throws the ball back on court and looks very pleased with themselves. Oh, another double fault from Kostyuk on a break point. That was exactly what happened last game. She was broken, if I remember correctly. That's got to be tough for her. That's 5 double faults now. And 5 consecutive breaks as we go 3-2 to Coco Gauff in the second set. And the physio is back on court again here, which does suggest that maybe Kostyuk is feeling some pain, is having some discomfort that she's playing through today. Might explain the level not being where we expect her to be. So the physio doing just a bit more work on her foot. So we can go back to who gets the slam first, Kostyuk or Noskova. Terry says Noskova. Swarner says Kostyuk is already 9 in the race. Yeah, that's strong. 9 in the race from Kostyuk is strong. It's just testament to the year that she's having so far. Who gets the slam first? I'm going to go Noskova. Probably partially because right now I find it really hard to see Kostyuk winning a slam, putting that together, but I can see Noskova doing that. Not right now, but in the near future, I can see her doing that. She's unbelievable. Which I think is, again, going back to Emma Raducanu from earlier, what a win for her to beat Noskova. And in the manner she did as well. Oh, I certainly won't answer all your questions, Ghosty, I promise. But that was a good one, so I'll answer that one. Oh, and a word on Danielle Collins as well, because that's a good mention. I'm already finding myself missing her watching play tennis. I feel like Stuttgart has missed her, and so have I. Oh, stunning return there from Kostyuk on the first point of Gauff's service game. Love 15. She went for that one. She is definitely feeling some discomfort, though. Like I said, she's had some treatment on that foot yet again, and she is sort of leaning down to fiddle with her shoes a few times now, so she is feeling something there. $15 all. Can Coco finally get the first hold in this second set? Kostyuk's backhand is into the net. Terry's saying she pulled out too early. She would have had direct entry to Stuttgart. Is that because of people pulling out? I know I saw that she would have had to qualify. So I imagine that's because people pulled out and she could have actually had direct entry to Stuttgart. To be fair, she'd played non-stop tennis for about 3 weeks. So I don't know if she would have wanted to play Stuttgart anyway. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe she would have. It doesn't seem like she was tired at the end of it. But she maybe wanted a break anyway. Especially after, such an incredible American run coming over onto the European clay. I think it's going to be a little bit tricky for her whenever she does it, but she might have wanted that break first, either way. I'm just being selfish, wanting her to play. Oh yeah, Pagula, of course. She does have a cute dog. Agreed. We have finally, however many minutes into this first set and 5 games in, we've got our first hold. Kostyuk looking rather downcast as Coco manages to consolidate her break finally and make it 4-2 to Coco Gauff. Slightly more straightforward service game, that one, than we've seen for quite a while. Umpire just running to check that Kostyuk's first serve was out there, but it was. So on second serve. I'm getting so distracted by this this kid in the crowd behind Kostyuk, who is dancing up a storm, it must be said. And why not? Good for him. A little bit wild there from Kostyuk to make it love 15. Got another bravo, Coco. I think those are getting longer every time. So many O's. I love it. Coco just hitting a forehand into the net there again. I don't think either player is going to be very happy with their level in this match. Whether Gauff comes out on top in a few games' time, as it seems like is going to happen at the moment, I'm still not sure either player is going to be really happy with their level today, as Kostyuk runs into the net to put away a slice and just gets it wrong, goes into the net, and it's 15-30. Kostyuk on the defense on this point again. Although she pulls off the passing shot, that's lovely from Marta Kostyuk. That should give us some confidence. Coco comes up to the net, and Kostyuk's backhand, she finds just the perfect angle where Coco can't get to it. 30-all. Little clap of acknowledgement there from Gauff. They're back at the net again. Both perhaps trying to shorten some of these points. And Gauff's smiling, even though Kostyuk has managed to just about get a racket on Coco's forehand and get it back in play. Coco can't do anything about that one. Kostyuk does apologise. Don't think she quite meant to do that, but gives her a game point here on her own serve to hold for the first time in the second set. That forehand just clips the tape but doesn't go over. And we go to deuce. Oh, Sean says Andreeva struggling against Kalinina. Is that in France? Yes, 6-4, 5-3 with Kalinina serving for it. That seems like pretty good going from Kalinina. Just check out Artifice is doing in Barcelona as well. He is against Lajovic, who is serving for the set at 5-4. Kostyuk here with another game point at advantage. And Coco's forehand is just long, so she has managed to hold her serve. Kostyuk for the first time this set. She's still not very happy though. Goes over to her coach, asking for some advice. But it is 4-3 to Coco Gauff on the changeover.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
So the players just walking back onto court now after the changeover. Looks like Iga's press conference will be posted within the hour. Quick turnaround. Very impressive. Got a tweet from Vanch here. Always worth looking at tweets from Vanch about Stefanos Tsitsipas never having lost to a lefty on clay at ATP level who wasn't Rafael Nadal, which is not a bad stat. 1-4 against Nadal, of course. But or 1-4 against Nadal on hard, 1-3 against Nadal on clay. Fair enough. So Gauff's serving here. She's love 15 already. So, and just as I say that, Kostyuk putting away a backhand winner down the line to make it love 30. And if we're honest, even after those 2 holds, you never felt like either player was really confident and comfortable on serve. So a second serve here for Gauff at love 30. Kostyuk steps in to put it away down the line with a backhand, but just attacks it too much, goes into the net. 15-30. Another second serve for Marta to look at here. And I believe that was a double fault. That looked long. Yeah, it was. Another double fault. They're very much in favour of keeping these double faults even today. That's 5 each now. And 2 break-back points for Marta Kostyuk at 15-40. Coco with a nice second serve there that Kostyuk can't return to get rid of one of those break points, but Kostyuk still has another one at 30-40. Gets the first serve in this time, Coco. She's on the defensive now. Kostyuk comes up to the net to put away a forehand winner across court, and she does so. Gets the break back, and we're back on serve with 6 breaks in this second set at 4-all. 6 breaks and 2 holds. It's quite something. I think it's something to be said about these 2 players both being fighters, both maybe being a little bit scrappy, both maybe in favour of winning ugly, which I don't like as a phrase, but it maybe applies here. So it doesn't surprise me that neither of them are down for long. Gauff going for the lob there, but I think it just trickles along. Yes, it does. 15 love. Gauff forehand into the net there. So 30 love on Kostyuk's serve. Better on serve in this game from Kostyuk. That's an unreturned for 40 love. 3 game points. This would, if she does manage to get this done quickly, then it's probably be the quickest service game of the match so far. And it is very straightforward. She's held to love there. Wayward return from Coco makes it 5-4 to Kostyuk. Very quick, easy service game there. To make it 5-4. And the poll has reflected that. We've got more Kostyuk believers, much more than we had earlier. For anyone who wasn't here earlier, it was 100% Gauff when we began the stream. It's now 50-50, which feels about right. I mean, they're breaking each other every game. So, yeah, Terry says this is a typical Coco match. I certainly think it's a typical Coco match of what we've seen of her maybe the past few tournaments, certainly. Although I remember somebody asked me, I don't know if it was a few weeks ago now, but if I could remember a really kind of dominant Coco Gauff match where she just totally dominated her opponent, was completely on top. And in fairness, I'm sure I'm escaping. There's many escaping me, I'm sure. Thank you. Yes, I know. People are going to have so many examples now for me that I don't think of. I'm so bad at thinking of matches off the cuff. Ostapenko US Open. That was, yeah, exactly. I feel like it's one where the opponent has played well, but Coco has still dominated and been all over them. I'm not sure that one, Ostapenko, possibly a bit ropey there. Kostyuk's return there looked slightly not on purpose to me, but maybe it was, as she gets love 15 on Gauff's serve. We have a baseline rally at the moment. Coco with the upper hand. Goes for an inside-out forehand. Kostyuk just about manages to get that back with her backhand. Then she's pushed the other way. Can't get there to the forehand side. 15-1. We've hit 7,600 subs. Next up, 7,601. Let's see if we can get 7,601 in this stream. That would be my main goal. Much better number than 7,600. Coco with a serve down the middle there into a baseline rally, goes for the inside-out forehand. It feels like Kostyuk's just sort of trying to get these shots back, not putting lots on them in return. But it's enough as Coco's forehand goes into the net. Bit of a sigh from Gauff there as she goes 15-30 down. If Marta Kostyuk could get a break here to take the set, probably felt like a bit of a steal, I would have thought. Not that Gauff's been in control of the set by any means. They've sort of both lacked control. but certainly to win it like that would feel like a bit of a steal, although Coco does have something to say about that. Makes it 30-all with a almost ace. Marta does get her racket on it, but only just. Bit of a stumble mid-rally from Kostyuk there, but she has recovered. Goes for the inside-out forehand winner, gets it, hits her spot perfectly in the corner of the court. Gives herself a set point on Gauff's serve. I'm thinking back to the first game of this set where I was thinking, oh, she just looks completely downcast, downhearted, down on herself. She went for a drop shot where she looked completely, no conviction with it, and now she's got a set point. Goes again for the inside-out forehand winner and gets it. Takes the set point. Incredible. That's, wow. 4 games in a row there from Marta Kostyuk. Take the second set 6-4 and take us to a decider. And despite all the trouble in this set with holding serve from both players, I'm actually quite impressed that she's managed to pull that one out of the bag there. That's quite impressive from Kostyuk. Mentally, from where she was at the end of the first set, quite teary, quite emotional. She steeled herself. She went down a break. She was 4-2 down there. 4 games in a row. Takes us to a decider.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Interesting from you, Terry, that you think that's part of her gameplay. Pretend to be emotional and out of it and then come back and win. Really interesting to see that. I've seen it a few times now. It's very possible. I mean, I have no idea. I suppose, I struggle to believe that somebody could cry sort of on command like that. I suppose, actors do it, so maybe she could. Yeah, it could certainly be part of a game plan to sort of look frustrated, but actually stay focused. That bit, I certainly think could be. But I don't know, fake crying on a tennis court may be a step too far for me. I don't know. Some more fantastic stats from Swarner. Kostyuk in set 1, 33% first serve. In set 2, 59% first serve. That's a great stat, thanks Swarner. I knew it must have improved a lot because I've been looking at the overall match stats for first serve and that's improved massively, but I wasn't sure what the set 2 one is, so that's really helpful. 59%, yeah, it's definitely helped. So I mean, there was still a lot of breaks, but she had that really easy hold in the middle of that second set, which will have helped her for sure. So they're both back on court now. Gauff, I did see leave the court. I didn't see whether Kostyuk did or not. But it is Marta Kostyuk who is serving first here in the third set. And it's 15-all. Forehand's working a lot better for Marta Kostyuk now than it was at the start of this match, I would argue. Some of the inside-out forehands that Kostyuk's managed to pull off just in the last 15 minutes, they have been really hitting their spot. Could we possibly have a first game of a set that isn't a break? Feels ridiculous. But she has got 40-15 here. Second serve. Coco just struggling a bit on return in that service game, but a good strong hold to 15 for Marta Kostyuk to start the set. Few set two stats just popped up on my screen. I can see the Kostyuk 59% first serve. The winners stat is huge to me. 15 winners from Marta Kostyuk in that second set. 1 winner from Coco Gauff. That is a massive difference. I knew that Kostyuk would have more winners. That was really obvious. But 15-1 was... I would not have guessed that. 1 winner from Coco Gauff. And she has just done her 6th double fault of this match to make it love 15. Just looks to be a little bit lacking in confidence out there at the moment, Coco, which is, you know, understandable. She's now lost 5 games in a row, but she's love 30 here on her serve after losing balance on a forehand just a second ago. And at love 30, once again, the forehand not doing well. Understatement. And it's love 40, 3 break points for Marta Kostyuk in very little time at all. And she's on a second serve here, Gauff, and I would not like to see a double fault on break point. She has managed to get the serve in. She's gone up to the net. Kostyuk trying to go for the lob, but it's nowhere near got the length, and Coco puts away the overhead. 40 for 15-40. Bit of a celebration there after that one from Coco. Go's saying this is why Coco serves overrated. She gets aces, but she also gets a ton of double faults. She does. Swarner, with a fantastic stat earlier, told us that Coco Gauff and Marta Kostyuk are number 1 and number 2 for the most amount of double faults this season so far. So it's definitely an issue, as it has been in this match for both of them. 6 for Gauff, 5 for Kostyuk. She has saved another break point, so 2 save so far. Exchanging forehands here from the baseline. Kostyuk goes for that inside-out forehand, but this time she hasn't got the right positioning. And Gauff has saved all 3 of those break points for deuce. Yeah, so Coco's number 1 for double faults. She's got the most double faults so far this season, and Kostyuk's got the second most double faults so far this season. Coco with a slip there in that rally. Was on the floor, did manage to get up. She probably would have been ready to play the next shot, but it didn't matter in the end. Kostyuk put hers in the net. A little bit of a, not racket smash, racket bounce, do we call that? One where they sort of bounce it on the head of the racket and then catch it again. Although in that case, she didn't catch it again. She bounced the head of the racket and then swiped it out of her way. Advantage Gauff. Second serve here. Goes down the middle into Kostyuk's forehand. Coco then has a forehand that goes long, and we're back to deuce. There's so few easy service games in this match. Obviously, that one from Kostyuk in the middle of the second set. I think there was one for Coco Gauff in the middle of the first set, if memory serves me, but both just so vulnerable on serve. Deuce here. Once again, Kostyuk wants to get that inside-out forehand winner, but it's in the net this time. So advantage Gauff. Another second serve here. Gosh, really struggling to get that first serve in. Kostyuk goes for a big return into the net. And that's 1-1. Coco has held serve to make it 1-1 in the third. Yeah, Vondrousova earlier, I was so impressed. It's probably my favourite match of the day. Just in terms of, obviously, I don't think Sabalenka was playing her best tennis. There was some errors. But I do think Vondrousova showed us a level that we haven't seen for a little while, which is nice to see. I keep going on about them making sure their double faults are equal. Kostyuk has returned the favour. Done a double fault of her own to make sure that they've got 6 each. She's missed out again on that Porsche. I know. And if Iga does win it, it's not like she needs a third, really, to be honest. Do you need 3 Porsches? I know there's 3 in the background on the court, but come on. That's a lot of Porsches. That's long from Coco. That forehand makes it 15-all. Swana says, do you think Sabalenka will regain her form before RG? Tough to say. It's sort of a weird mini dip for Sabalenka at the moment. I would say whether she regains it before Roland Garros or not, I'm almost positive that once we are at Roland Garros, she'll do very well because her slam form is unbelievable. I don't see that changing. So however she does in Madrid or Rome, I definitely think we can expect Sabalenka to do well at Roland Garros. Gauff goes for the drop shot. Kostyuk does get there, manages to slice it cross court, but it just drifts into the tram lines. So 2 break points here for Coco Gauff at 15-40 on Kostyuk's serve. And Gauff has, clearly taken some confidence from saving those 3 break points at love 40, holding. She's now taking that into this next service game, certainly. A let from Kostyuk, although she reacts a bit like she's hit a double fault. Not happy with that one. Coco hits a fast, flat forehand across that Kostyuk can't deal with. And she gets the break to go 2-1 up in this third set. After, really struggling to hold in the previous game, obviously managing to do so has really bolstered her confidence.
Ready. Play.
I want one more thing from you, Francisca. Can you look at the camera, and I want you to say, I am Francisca Jorge, and I am a friend of the show. Can you try it?
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend. Wait.
Go. It's okay.
I'm Francisca Jorge, and I'm a fan of the show.
One more time. Can you say, I'm a friend of the show?
Friend.
Like amigo.
Friend.
A friend. So, because we joke, we have players come on all the time, they have no idea, but after they've been on, we say, oh, Yelena Ostapenko is a friend of the show. She has no idea. But so if we get you to say, I am Francisca Jorge, or how you say your name, and
I am Francisca Jorge, and I'm a friend of the show.
Perfect. Thanks, just want you to do me one more thing. I want you to hold the microphone. I want you to look in the... Don't be nervous. I mean, listen, you've just beaten Yelena Ostapenko.
I'm not nervous.
No, you shouldn't be. If you can beat Ostapenko twice in one day, you can do this for sure. I want you to look at the camera and just say, hi, my name is, say your name, and then say, and I'm a friend of the show.
Friend of the show?
Yeah?
Okay. Hi, my name is Susan, and I'm a friend of the show.
Say your whole name for me. That's the only thing I want.
Sorry.
Surname too. No, you're doing great.
You're
doing
cutting,
great.
huh?
Yeah, I'll cut it up. Don't worry. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Susan Leemans, and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom. Thank you very much, Susan.
You're welcome.
Good luck for the rest of the tournament. And I will tag you on Instagram, and you can reject. I do have one more tiny thing, which is I want you to look into the camera.
Yeah.
I want you to say your name.
Yes.
And I want you to say, I am a friend of the show.
I'm a friend of the show. Okay.
Perfect, yeah.
My name is Zainab Sammaz and I'm a friend of the show.
Boom.
Yes. Okay. Thank you so much.
I love that video. I've not seen it before. That's fab. Nice one, John. So many people we describe as friends of the show. Now we've got people who've actually said it themselves. Incredible. Love it. We're 15 all at Gauff's service game, by the way. If we're not all too distracted by the friend of the show. Sean asking, will Raducanu get positive press? I've already seen so much on Twitter about how positive people are feeling about that Iga Swiatek match and in her form in general. So I definitely think so. Especially here in here in the UK, she's going to get a lot of positive press, I would imagine, even losing. John the director. John's director, he's the interviewer, he's the producer. John can do it all. If I had one problem, obviously it would be the Man United shirt, but other than that, a brilliant video. Oh, Kostyuk going for the drop shot there from the baseline. It's well short of where she wants it, and that's 30 all. Second serve here for Coco Gauff. Great second serve, right down the tee, lots of spin. Kostyuk does manage to return it, but only just, and it's high enough for Gauff to put away the overhead. 40-30. Point away from consolidating her break. Yeah, major flaw indeed. I've not found anything else yet, but the Man United thing, major. Kostyuk really stepping in to return these Gauff second serves. Doesn't get much on that return anyway. Gauff with a lot of time to get that forehand down the line, but still goes into the net. And it's deuce, and she is going to have to fight a little bit harder if she wants to consolidate her break in this third set. Another second serve for Gauff. Like I say, my app has stopped working where I can look at the service stats. I don't think in this third set, Gauff's first serve stat can be very appealing. Kostyuk up at the net. Gauff goes right into her body, exactly where Kostyuk doesn't want it, and she scrambles but can't get anything on it. Advantage Gauff. %50 first serve. My app's come back online. 50% first serve for Coco so far in this set. 60% for Kostyuk. And Gauff does manage to hold and consolidate her break, make it 3-1 in the third set. After so many boomerang breaks in this match, I think that was a really important game for Gauff. To just consolidate the break, not let Kostyuk break back and gain any momentum. Gauff frustrated after going for that slice near the net there. It might have been going out. I don't think it would have. But she put it into the net. Kostyuk, 15 love. Kostyuk with 2 large whacks to her shoes with her racket after that point. Just put a forehand in the net. But she won't be happy at the moment, you know, real shift in momentum. Kostyuk won 5 games in a row. Coco's now won the last 3. Yeah, they've had so much success. They don't need any more. It's enough now. Second serve here for Kostyuk at 30-15. Coco's forehand into the net for 40-15. Kostyuk just resetting herself for this second serve here. A few ball bounces. Strong return from Coco right at Kostyuk's feet. She manages to get it over the net, but only with the help of the net cord. And Coco's unable to keep her shot in the court. So Kostyuk does manage to hold there. Stops Coco from gaining any more momentum. And it's 3-2 to Coco.
You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one. So I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on this surface. But I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some like defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
That for anyone who hasn't seen that video before, that's from around this time last year. John talking to Coco in Madrid. Obviously, the US Open was the first slam where she was able to get the win. She steps up here to serve at 3-2. Comes into the net quite quickly, but leaves a massive gap for Kostyuk to just guide the ball into. Love 15. Court positioning, she's kind of coming in from the baseline now. That's worked well for her in that point. Manages to put away a backhand for 15 all. Second serve here for Coco. Kostyuk's return right on the baseline. Great length on that one for 15-30. This match just seems to have another twist ready and waiting every time you think somebody has the momentum or has the upper hand. They prove you wrong. Coco with a great backhand down the line there, which should have been a winner, but Kostyuk manages to get it back. Only good enough for Gauff to put away cross court for 30 all. Quiet fist pump to her coach is there. She's into the net again. Kostyuk just about manages to get it back. Kostyuk. Oh, that's brilliant from Marta Kostyuk at the net. A few sort of bit of an exchange at the net before she manages to put away a forehand cross court that is exceptional. See you soon, Sean. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. That is great from Kostyuk to get the break point. But Coco serves well, unreturned to make it deuce. Coco's box just pointing at their temples, giving Coco a bit of a reminder about the mental side of the game, keeping focused. Obviously no Brad Gilbert for Coco this week. In her box, bit of a lengthy rally there. Coco's forehand just dipping into the net. Makes it advantage Kostyuk and a second break point. We're just at 1 hour 57 on the match clock. So nearly at 2 hours played here. So breakpoint number 2. Coco's serve looked wide there. They did carry on playing the point for a second, but I think Kostyuk has brought the umpire out of her chair. Yes, she has, to check, and it was indeed wide. So a second serve for Coco Gauff. Trying to move Kostyuk all around the court, but when she goes for the forehand down the line, it's long. And Kostyuk does get that all-important break back, keep her in this third set. And it's 3-3. So many twists and turns. I still don't know where this one's going, I must say. I did predict a Kostyuk win at the beginning. I know that a little bit ago our poll was 50-50 exactly. I don't know if that's still the case. It is. Just checked. 34 votes, 50-50 for Kostyuk Gauff as to who's going to win. I'd find it very hard to predict who's going to win at the moment, but I did go Kostyuk at the start, so I'll stick with it. Yeah, I agree, Terry. It's a bit of a wow, because I just think every time Coco breaks and then consolidates, I sort of think, oh, she might have momentum now. She might run with this. But it seems like that doesn't help her necessarily on her next service game. She still then looks just as vulnerable. $15 all on Kostyuk's serve. Exchanging backhands, Coco goes to switch to Kostyuk's forehand, but it's long. It's 30-15 to Kostyuk. It is now 2 hours on the clock. So it's not been a super lengthy one for a 3-setter, but it's definitely getting there. Still a decent crowd. It's maybe thinned out slightly, but still a decent crowd in Stuttgart. I suppose it's not too late there yet. It's probably just coming up to 10 o'clock. I believe they're an hour ahead of the UK. Another double fault there for Marta Kostyuk to make it 7 for the match and 30 all. But she responds with a really strong serve that Gauff can't get back. Make it 40-30. Ooh, sorry. That first serve was incredibly long. It was practically on the baseline. Second serve's long too. Not as long, but still long. That's another double fault for Kostyuk. 2 in a row. Takes us to deuce. Not 2 in a row. She did a unreturned in between them, didn't she? Sorry. 2 hours in. I don't know what's going on anymore, apparently. I do, I promise. It's deuce. She does manage to get a second serve in that time. Pushes Coco well out wide and takes advantage of it. She's now got an overhead to deal with, and she deals with it very well. Cross court. Good length. Advantage Kostyuk. Great, strong backhand down the line from Kostyuk at advantage. Does mean she takes the game. Makes it 4-3. Thanks, John. I did just completely forget what had happened in the previous point, which probably isn't a good sign. But other than that, I think I'm okay. Marta's energy levels are seemingly very good. I feel like it's not an energy issue for either of these players. It seems to just be real vulnerability on serve, but she has managed to hold there. Yeah, that's, I believe, is that 3 games in a row now for Kostyuk instead? So they just keep flip-flopping with the momentum. Don't know what's coming next. Poll's still exactly 50-50. I will stick with my Kostyuk prediction, even though I think right now it's very hard to predict where this one's going. But I'll stick to Marta Kostyuk. And it's great to know that Iga and Marketa Vondrousova's press conferences have been uploaded in English. I'll have to check those out once this match reaches its conclusion at some point. And we will, of course, have Iga's press conference in Polish as well, for those who speak Polish, which is very nice. So Gauff serving here to make it 4-all. That forehand seems to have gone long. It looked quite long to me, but the umpire is out of her chair to check it, and my eyes are completely wrong because it was in. So definitely not long. I'm not sure if that means Gauff has got that point or whether they're going to replay it. No scores come up, so it looks like maybe they're replaying that point. Great serve from Coco. Gets the point in the end, 15-love. I think it was Ghosty earlier saying about Coco's serve possibly being overrated because she does get the aces, but she also obviously gets a lot of these double faults. But when it works, it really is it really is good. It's just that it's not very consistent, clearly. But that was another serve to set up a good point there. Marta went for a inside-out forehand again, but this time Gauff was ready to take it on down the line and got the winner. And that's 26 winners for Kostyuk in the match so far and 14 from Gauff. So still winners heavily in Kostyuk's favour here. But this is a much better service game from Gauff, looking a lot more like herself, I suppose, a lot more aggressive. Great inside out backhand followed by backhand down the line, backhand cross court, sorry, both of which were really strong to make it 40-love. That was a slightly more tame second serve from Coco. Kostyuk able to just attack that with the forehand down the line. Great return. Bit of a Danielle Collins return. Better serve again, though, from Coco there. Takes the game, makes it 4-4. That's a better serve from Kostyuk as well, funnily enough, in the first point of her service game to make it 15-love. Will be strange if we go from both players really struggling to hold to them both holding for a while here for a third set tiebreak. That would be a strange end to the match, but they do both look slightly, well, as I say that, obviously, commentator's curse, Kostyuk's forehand drifts long and it's 15-all. I was just about to say they both looked slightly more comfortable on serve, but maybe not yet. Kostyuk's serve well out wide. Switches to Coco's backhand. She does manage to slide to get a racket on it, but it just goes into the net for 30-15. Kostyuk obviously had the medical timeout in the first set for some treatment to the foot. She also had a bit of treatment in the second set, but there's been no sort of sign of any hindered movement to me since, or before really, and nothing in the third set related to that foot injury. I'm sure we'll find out after the match what that issue is and how much it's been affecting her today. It does feel like there's been times where we've not seen Kostyuk playing at the level we know she's capable of. That was good though, 40-30. Lovely forehand down the line that has Coco scrambling, and she comes into the net to put it away. Big roar from Kostyuk after that one. Into a baseline rally once again, these two. Cross-court forehands exchanged until Kostyuk's forehand just drifts long. She shouts it towards her box in frustration, and it's deuce. Another cross-court forehand rally happening at the moment at deuce. Depends who is going to switch first. It is Marta Kostyuk, who tries to go for that inside-out forehand that was working so well for her earlier. Does not work for her at the moment. That went wide. Gives Gauff a break point. First serve just long from Kostyuk there. So second serve to look out for Gauff for this break point. Serves practically into the body. Gauff's return just long again. It's fine margins here, but it is deuce. Swarna says if Gauff wins this game, she will win the match. I actually think you're totally right, especially looking at Kostyuk and her demeanour at the moment. I think if Gauff can manage to break here, then she might be able to serve it out. And she has once again got a break point. Kostyuk just on the defence there, but not able to get there. So advantage Gauff, break point number 2 to get the opportunity to serve out this match. What a time to pull out a 174 km/h ace. Your first ace of the match. That was pretty good from Kostyuk. Wayward ball toss, but first serve is good into the body. Gauff can't do anything with it. Flies off the racket towards the stands, and a game point here for Kostyuk at advantage. Another wayward ball toss. Tries to serve down the tee, but that one's just long. So second serve. A third wayward ball toss. This is getting yeah, we could have predicted that one. That's a double fault. Just struggling on that ball toss the last 2 points. So that's deuce again. Yeah, another body serve. Coco does manage to get this one back in court. And has an overhead from it, but totally miscues that one. Looking very disappointed with herself. And advantage Kostyuk once again. I did see my favourite thing I saw about challenges so far. I don't know what to think of it. I think I'll probably enjoy it, but I will go and see it and see whether I enjoy it for sure. My favourite thing I saw about it was people trying to analyse, and I don't think they were tennis fans, but maybe they were, trying to analyse the shots of the film, as in, you know, how the film looks, and the fact that they cut between Zendaya and one of her co-stars multiple times, and it was like, oh, this is so deep because it's all about, this is cut like a tennis rally because they're cutting from one to the other. That really made me laugh. So if that is like that, maybe I won't enjoy it as much, but I'll give it a try for sure. Got a third break point here for Coco Gauff. And she gets a second serve to have a crack at. Another wayward ball toss. It just, every time she does one of those, I just worry about her doing a double fault on a break point. She has managed to keep that one in just about. It was right on this line. She's hit the inside out forehand. It does hit the spot. Coco gets it into the air. Kostyuk has an overhead. Coco manages to get it back again. Kostyuk finally putting away the second overhead. Saves the break point. Makes it deuce. There's not much tennis in it. Yeah, I don't think it's... I know it's being advertised as a big tennis film. And obviously it's about tennis, but it's not about tennis, I don't think. Kostyuk up at the net here. Another inside-out forehand. That has worked for her well. Gets advantage. Points to her temple. This time she's the one with the mental strength. And she gets another chance at game point here. And another wayward ball toss. Something not right there with the ball toss in this game. Exchanging forehands. Coco's into the net. So Kostyuk, after a few scares, does manage to hold, which I think was, as Swana said earlier, very important for Kostyuk if she wanted to stay in this match. And now Coco needs to serve to stay in this match as they sit down at 5-4.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Okay, Coco has stepped up to serve to stay in this match now. And Kostyuk with a ridiculous forehand return down the line just manages to paint the line with that one for love 15. Big fist pump. And very much like the second set, felt like a little bit of a steal when she managed to come back from 4-2 down, break to win it 6-4. I would be surprised if that's not what she's going for here. And she really is stepping in to make those returns as aggressive as possible. Once again, working for her. That backhand return, Gauff tries to go for a forehand cross and it drifts wide. So love 30 here. Kostyuk with a bit of a chance to get this match finished up. Yeah, she wanted that one. She really put a lot into that forehand cross court, trying to go really aggressive, just put a bit too much into it, went long. 15-30. Second serve from Gauff here. That first one was well long and wide. Another really aggressive return from Kostyuk. This time Gauff's more ready for it. They do go into a rally, exchanging cross-court forehands, quite loopy ones. Kostyuk goes for the slice. Coco goes for a better angle on her cross-court forehand, does make it just about. Big fist pump, 30-all. Yeah, painted the line with that one. Suddenly seeing, I would suggest, a higher level from both players in this third set than we've seen for the rest of the match. From love 30, Gauff 3 points in a row for 40-30 with a brilliant ace there. Down the tee. Just perfect placement. It's time Coco's turn for a bit of a wayward ball toss, but she catches it, tries again. Kostyuk running around to play the forehand return there. It was into the body, and she gets it back with too much length for Coco, who hits her forehand into the net, and we are at deuce. Kostyuk going to need to fight hard if she wants to try and get the break for this match here. Once again, going for the big forehand return, good length, but it's still in play. Coco going for the inside-out forehand winner, hits it into the tram lines, and we have a match point. First match point for Marta Kostyuk. Coco serving down the tee. Marta with a sort of slice block return. Coco goes for the forehand down the line. Marta does get it back. Exchanging forehand down the line with Kostyuk's backhand at the moment. Coco switches over to Kostyuk's forehand, which she just drifts long. And that's the first match point gone for Kostyuk, back at deuce. It was never going to be that simple. The way this match has gone, it was never going to be that simple. Second serve here for Coco Gauff. Kostyuk attacking it with that backhand. Coco going for the forehand cross court, back in. She gets a better angle on it, and Kostyuk cannot get that return over the net. And Gauff has advantage. The other day we had a load of, I had a load of drilling noises and, construction noises in the background. Today it's cat noises, I'm afraid, in case you can hear my cat scratching at the door rather frantically. She'd quite like to come in, but she will just stand in front of my computer if she does, so have to leave her scratching, I'm afraid, but apologies if you can hear that. Coco there with game point, and it's another double fault. I believe that's her 7th of the match to Kostyuk's 8. And we are back to deuce in what is turning out to be a hard-fought service game at 5-4. Coco serves down the tee. Kostyuk's return, good length on it. Gauff goes for the backhand cross court, hooks it wide, and we have a second match point for Marta Kostyuk. Can't hear the cat. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate letting me know. It's very loud to me, but I'm glad the microphone's not picking it up. Second match point here for Marta Kostyuk. Gauff, first serve into the net. So a second serve that she needs to try and save match point with. Goes out wide. Forehand +1 cross court. Then goes for the forehand down the line. Has an overhead here to put it away. Does so admirably. With a great angle. Fabulous overhead there from Coco Gauff, especially under the pressure of match point. And we go on, of course. Naturally, we go on. I think there was a point about an hour and a half ago where I thought this match was practically done. And it has not been the case. It just keeps going. Coco definitely struggling to get a first serve in now. I'll have a look at those stats quickly. Struggling to get a second serve in. That's another double fault from Coco Gauff in this game. Takes them to 8 each. As I said earlier, they're very determined to make sure they end on the same amount of double faults. But that is another double fault to give Kostyuk a third match point on Gauff's serve. First serve is long. That first serve percentage in this set for Coco is down at 45%, whereas Kostyuk's has only gotten better, 68%. So big difference there. Coco definitely struggling with that first serve. She does manage to get her second serve in, and Kostyuk goes for the big return and puts it in the net. Just got that one all wrong. Back to another deuce. 3 match points now have come and gone for Marta Kostyuk. Bit of a different serve there, more spin from Gauff. Does the trick, she gets a chance to put away the backhand down the line afterwards. Really great placement, really great length. Gives her a game point to take us to 5-all. And will Kostyuk rue or regret those 3 match point chances she's had and let go past her? Coco does take the game. That return from Kostyuk is long. It's 5-all, and we carry on here in Stuttgart. Good hold eventually from Coco Gauff, who was really struggling on serve there. 2 double faults, I believe, in that game alone. And we've just hit 61 minutes for this third set. And it's 5-all. Yeah, I really think Kostyuk had chances on those 3 match points as well, Terry. I don't know if you agree, but I don't think Coco necessarily did some big tennis to save them as much as Kostyuk sort of didn't manage to take those match points, which she might regret. That's wide from Gauff, though, so 15 love here. That inside-out forehand from Kostyuk's tricky, you know, because when it's on, it's on. But she has made some real errors with it as well today, as she just did then. Very frustrated with herself. 15-all. Every time either of these players does a double fault, I just sigh because you just know that it's coming. It feels so possible at any moment. Anyway, Kostyuk there with another double fault. That's 9 in the match now. Makes it 15-30. Oh, this is a crazy point. I cannot keep up with it. Coco puts away a very sort of strong forehand at the net. Kostyuk manages to somehow pick it up off her shoe practically with a very strange movement. Then has to run in to answer Coco's drop shot. And she goes into the net. So 2 break points here for Coco Gauff after struggling so much to hold her own serve. She manages, she's just hit a backhand overhead with both hands. Kostyuk gets it back. She gets another chance at the net, and she puts that away. Break point, Coco Gauff. Taken. after struggling so much to hold her serve in the previous game, saving 3 match points, she's taken that momentum and she has run with it, and she's managed to break Kostyuk here to 15. And she'll get a chance to serve this match out. Really strange two-handed overhead midway through that point, but it worked for her, and then she got the chance to put away far more regular overhead afterwards. But yeah, big roar from Coco Gauff after that point towards her box on their feet, giving her a lot of encouragement today, actually, her box. But yeah, that over the more normal overhead that she got the winner on, actually, she was moving backwards at the time. It's a much more difficult shot than it looks at first glance. And she has done well there. But obviously, there have been a lot of breaks in this match, so I'll be shocked if she manages to serve this out in a straightforward way. Nothing about this match has been remotely straightforward. Why would it start now? We will find out. Coco stepping up to serve for the match. 2 hours, 33 minutes on the clock. Another first serve into the net. Second serve with a lot of spin puts them into a forehand cross-court rally. Coco switches to Kostyuk backhand, plays it cross-court. Now they're moving each other around endlessly. Coco's got a forehand out wide, then a forehand down the line. Kostyuk's backhand goes flying into the air, but Coco manages to get it back, and this is a long rally. We are still going baseline to baseline, forehand to forehand. Kostyuk into the net, eventually. 15-love. Of course, the winner of this will play Vondrousova in the semi-final, which could be tough. I mean, she played so well to beat Sabalenka today. I think it could be tough for either of these players. Kostyuk there, this time the inside-out forehand does come good, as it has done quite a few times in this match. And it's a winner for 15-all. Definitely better tennis in this third set, regardless of result. That return from Kostyuk just drifts wide into the tram lines, and we've got 30-15. Very long first serve from Gauff there. These rallies are getting longer and longer. We've got cross-court forehands. Coco switching to the backhand. Definitely trying to move Kostyuk around more than she was earlier. Back to the cross-court forehands. Kostyuk switches to Coco's backhand, then switches her again. Manages to play a forehand down the line that Coco can't get back, and it's 30-all. And as we said, nothing straightforward about this match. Next point, crucial as to whether we're going to see a match point for Coco this time. Coco will really be frustrated that she's not getting these first serves in at such a crucial time. Yet another second serve here for Marta to have a go at, and she does step in to return it. Coco goes down the tee. Clearly, Marta not expecting that, but she does manage to adjust. Eventually gets a backhand almost inside out from the middle of the court. Down the line, but inside out. Paints the line with it. Coco swings her racket in frustration. And it's not a match point. It is instead a break point for Marta Kostyuk to take us to a tiebreak. And a huge roar from Marta Kostyuk as she manages to take that break point. It was never going to be easy. It was always going to be a third set tiebreak. This kind of match demands it. Good backhand return from Kostyuk there on the Gauff serve, and Gauff's next shot was wide. So we are 70 minutes into this third set, and we are going to be watching a third set tiebreak between these two players. Kostyuk serving first. Forehand rally cross court. Coco switches to the drop shot. Marta runs in to get it. Hits the backhand cross court. Big fist pump towards her box. 1-love. And again, first serve in the net from Coco Gauff, and she really is going to want some first serves in this tiebreak because they have been good today when she's had them. Second serve's good enough though. Kostyuk can't return it. 1-1. Coco Gauff serving their serve long once again. Second serve, down the tee, Kostyuk scrambling to return. Coco hits the backhand down the line, then the forehand down the line. Kostyuk can't get it back. 2-1 Gauff. Going with serve on this tiebreak so far. Kostyuk's first serve, long. Bounces the ball, ready for the second serve. Coco attacking now, much more aggressive than she was, going for the forehand shots. Kostyuk gets a great angle on her forehand, makes Coco scramble for it, gets it back, but Kostyuk, forehand down the line winner, just when she needed it. 2-2. Once again, just as we thought we might know the outcome of this match, it is totally up in the air again. Kostyuk's backhand once again exchanging with Coco's forehand. Coco tries to switch, but her cross-court forehand goes in the net. 3-2 to Kostyuk, still no breaks of serve in this tiebreak. Hi Jane, nice to see you, thanks for joining us. I can't believe they're still playing either. And I decided I would cover the Coco match, the Coco Kostyuk match earlier. Nearly 3 hours was not what I expected, I must say. Otherwise, I might have had dinner earlier. Glad to see that you're with us. Exchanging backhands now. Kostyuk switches to the Coco forehand. Exchanging forehands. Coco steps in to play a backhand. Then plays a backhand. Tries to go for the inside out. Just misses it. She bounces her racket onto the clay because that's a mini break for Marta Kostyuk. 2-4. Yeah, she just didn't have the angle for that inside-out backhand at all. She was too far up the court. Put too much on it. Went into the tram lines, so needs to hold serve here to stay within touching distance. Into the net already from Coco Gauff. That was very quick in that rally to go into the net. It didn't work for her very well. Goes for a drop shot at the net, and it just doesn't get over the net. And that's 5-2 to Marta Kostyuk. And she's got a chance now with these 2 points to serve out this match. Kostyuk goes back behind Gauff, who manages to reset for the slice. So we're back into a baseline rally. Gauff tries to go for it with a cross-court forehand, but she's gone for it far too much. It's gone well long. And it's 6-2 to Marta Kostyuk in this tiebreak. It's her 4th match point, and she's got a few to play with here. Match point number 4. Kostyuk serve down the middle. Good return from Coco. Sets up a cross-court forehand that Kostyuk puts in the net. 1 match point saved from Coco Gauff. 6-3 to Kostyuk here. That's the 4th match point that Kostyuk has let pass her by. She's got a 5th here on the Gauff serve this time. Strong serve, though, allows her to put away the +1 forehand down the line. Saves a 5th match point, 6-4. She's going to have to keep saving match points if she wants to do anything here. She's got another one to save on her own serve. This time, not getting the first serve over the net, so she'll have to save it on a second. Kostyuk's backhand return pushes Gauff wide, but she just uses it to make her backhand cross-court have the best angle. Kostyuk puts it in the net. She's saved a 6th match point here, Coco Gauff. We should have guessed it. It's never going to be easy. But Marta Kostyuk here, serving this time. Match point number 7. Can she finish this off? Oh my goodness. That is the worst timing I've ever known in my life. My stream has just completely gone. On match point as she served. That is horrendous. Give me a second. Oh, I don't know what's happened. Guys, I don't know what's happened. It says 6-all on our scoreboard. So she must have saved that point. She saved match. I can't tell you how. I'm so sorry. But she saved another match point. And that's 7 that she saved. Even if I can't see it. So it's 6-all. And finally, my stream has come back. That's such a terrible timing. Oh, that would have been awful. Anyway, thank you so much, Terry. You're a star. Marta hit it out. So she's had 7 match points. She's not been able to take any of them. She was 6-2 up in this tiebreak. It's now 6-all. Gauff winning the last 4 points. Swarner with a great stat as well. They've played this a few points ago now, but they've played 226 points in this match so far, more than any of the others matches. I can believe it. It has not been straightforward. Every game feels like it's gone to juice. Or most of them, at least. So Kostyuk's serving here at 6-all. Comes into the net, but Coco has a chance for a passing shot, but she just seems to hesitate because Kostyuk's positioning at the net, it feels like it put her off. It was good positioning from Kostyuk there. And Gauff puts it in the net. And Kostyuk here has an 8th match point. At 7-6. Gauff is serving, so she'll have to break the Gauff serve if she wants to take this 8th match point. Gauff's serve is a let. That time it goes into the net, so second serve on match point. Strong second serve though. Forehands cross court, but very loopy. They've brought it back down now. Coco goes for the inside out forehand, puts it in the net, and Kostyuk on her 8th match point finally manages to take this match and beat Coco Gauff 8-6 in this 3rd set tiebreak. The two exchange a nice hug at the net. Good respect between these two. Kostyuk looking emotional once again, as she was after losing the first set, but this time for a very different reason, as she sinks to the clay here, and she does look emotional. But yeah, she had to really fight for that one for Coco to save 7 match points. She must have started thinking, can I take any of these? But she did in the end. 81 minutes, that 3rd set, 7-6. And I think Terry has probably summed it up pretty well. I maybe wouldn't go as far as to say terrible myself. Obviously, personal opinion. I'm not going to go terrible match. I do think the first 2 sets were lacking in the quality that we know these players have. I think the final set was certainly better from both. But yeah, terrible might be a bit strong for me, but definitely it wasn't a good match. But it was entertaining, certainly. You never knew where it was going. I don't think you could have predicted that one at any point. But yeah, just a fun match to watch either way. Difficult for Coco to lose that one. She has obviously got quite a lot of ugly or scrappy wins recently. Wasn't able to make that one. The more she managed to get, the more she managed to save those match points, Coco, you sort of thought, oh, if she's saving this many, surely she's going to take one herself at some point. But Kostyuk kept at it. And yeah, a great end to the match. To have that tiebreak, it felt like it couldn't end any other way, really. It was eight match points that Marta needed. Some of those, though, came at 5-4. Coco was serving to stay in the match at 5-4, and she had 3 match points at that point before it went to a tiebreak, and then quite a lot in the tiebreak before she managed to take it 8-6. Poll ended with 57% Coco. I suppose that, that makes sense. But I have a feeling about Kostyuk coming into this match, more because I thought she'd been playing really well coming into this match. I don't think she brought that level today, but she still managed to get the job done. And part of that, like Swana says, she's a star. She is, you know, it's one thing to win when you're playing really well and dominating, and it's still a tricky thing to win when you don't feel like you're playing that well. She obviously had a bit of a foot issue at some point. I don't know how much that impacted her game. It certainly felt like it was at certain points earlier on in the match. She did look better in the third set. But to take this match eventually, she is a star. She's done really well. She's made a semi now, and she gets to play Vondrousova, which I think she'll go into feeling rather confident, you know. Certainly more confident than she might feel if she thought she was playing Sabalenka. I don't know. But it's definitely an interesting semi-final. John saying just can't see her physically okay to win a tournament. Yeah, it feels unlikely, especially with the other semi being Świątek Rybakina. That's tough. In a way, you'd expect that to be maybe the final in this. So, yeah, that's really tough for either Kostyuk or Vondrousova, whoever reaches that final. But it's a really good chance for both of them tomorrow to make the final and go for that Porsche. You know, that's probably the main thing. So John telling us that the order of play is out for tomorrow. Świątek and Rybakina will be first, not before 2 p.m. local time, but after the doubles final, which is at midday, and then Kostyuk Vondrousova not before 4 p.m. local time. So that's nice. Ones to watch tomorrow, certainly, if you can fit it in amongst Barcelona, Munich, and Bucharest, and Rouen, you know. So a lot to watch this weekend in the tennis. Thanks, Terry. Really appreciate you being here throughout and helping me out when my stream went down and telling me what happened. I really appreciate it. I don't know what happened there. Thank you so much, Sky Sports, is all I'll say. But yeah, really fun match between Coco and Marta that we've watched this evening. And I'm really looking forward to those semi-finals tomorrow. I think they'll be good quality. Hopefully, if Kostyuk plays like she did in this third set a little bit more, rather than the first two, we should have some really good quality semi-finals tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Swana, as well, as always, for your incredible stats. Nobody does the stats like you do. So thank you so much for tuning in. As John would say, I'm not going to do it in his voice because I still need to practice my full John impression, but I'll get there at some point, I'm sure. But please do hit the like button if you enjoyed it, or if you didn't. And please subscribe as well. I hope we might have reached my goal of 7,601 subscribers this stream. That would be amazing. I don't know if we have. But do hit subscribe if you haven't. And make sure you look out for Vanch, who does do a good impression of John. But I promise you, give me a month and my impression will be better. We added 10. Oh, that's brilliant. I only wanted to add 1. That's amazing. So thank you so much, everyone. Really appreciate you sticking with me this evening in a very long match. And until I see you again, enjoy the tennis this weekend, and we will see you soon.